calm before the storm, Paul.
It's the calm after the storm.
Well, personal storm, maybe, because we have our Get IT Teams Day tomorrow.
Right.
Which is going to involve Brad doing a lot of
behind-the-scenes work.
A lot of shuffling.
I'm delighted not to be part of this.
Yeah, I bet you are.
You know.
Yeah. So if you're curious, whatever the hell we're talking about, there'll probably be a link down below if I remember to do it.
Right. Or you could just visit the giant red banner at the top of either of our websites.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you click that, takes you to a place. It's amazing how the internet works sometimes. Just sometimes, though. Anyways, a bunch of like gaming sort of related stuff on the agenda for today. Microsoft. So here's sort of what's happening. If you have the xCloud preview on Android, that is supposed to be dead or going away today. It's supposed to be. Okay. I can
confirm it works as we record this.
Yes. Well, it is early Redmond time. They may have not actually killed it yet, but it's supposed to be. And what's happening is that this annoys me. Cloud gaming, which is powered by xCloud, is going into the Game Pass app. So, but it's not the Game Pass shipping app. There's a Game Pass beta app that you can download.
Can we download it?
I don't know. You might have to be a part of the preview. But if you have the Game Pass beta and you're also a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, you will soon see cloud gaming showing up in that app, which will allow you to start playing it. Now, I don't believe it's going to be all the games yet. I think they're more testing the functionality of just getting it into the app, making sure it works. And then let
me just tell you what I see in the game store, the Play Store. There's an Xbox Game Pass app. There's an Xbox Game Pass beta app. And then there's an Xbox game streaming app. So,
good luck.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but anyway, the Game Pass beta app should have it until, well, I guess it would have it after, and then on September 15th, everybody who has Game Pass on Android at least will then be able to see cloud gaming, and then you can start doing your cloud gaming with a retail ship and service on Android only, not PC or not iOS. So
theoretically, you could Chromecast your display, from the phone to a TV or something, and then that should work, right?
Yeah, I'm curious what the latency implications of something like that would be. I would imagine not too terrible.
Well, I mean, that's kind of interesting because, like I've got this HP laptop I'm using. I was playing Halo 3 on it. This is a locally installed game, so, more...
Yeah, what is this, 2004? Yeah, anyways.
But it is... Anyway, so you could argue that it uses more local resources, GPU, CPU, and, the thing got really hot. Like, it was cranking the fan. Yeah. Granted, I was laying on the bed. So
with your shag carpet related
half
pillows.
Half of my bed cover was inside the machine because of the air intake. But a modern cell phone, I mean, you could throw it on the coffee table, assuming the latency wasn't an issue, like you said. And I mean, it would probably get warm, but and the battery would probably go down pretty quick. But I bet it works. I mean, especially with a good internet connection.
I also think it's inevitable, given their recent announcements and partnerships, that Samsung TVs will probably start shipping with a Game Pass app pre-installed here in the near future, I bet.
Yeah, that's key. Having an app on a TV like that would be really good.
Yep. I'm sure it'll show up on Apple TV after the courts force them to do it.
Oh, well.
The other one of three gaming related topics, so this would be number 2, is that so now these were shipped over, or not shipped, but like digitally sent. I don't actually have this thing, but you can see that the new controllers on the bottom, the old ones on the top, and I gotta tell you, I don't know if I like the new look. Not the green and the white, but like if you look around, like the Xbox logo, it's like
so it's missing an indentation around it. There's the third button. What is that third button?
Share.
Like share?
Yeah.
It has the basics of the, we'll call it the radar dish around the D-pad that the controllers have, on one of their D-pad tops that you can put on there.
Yeah.
Which, would make it easier to hit it at an angle, right? I mean, at least that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I feel like the Xbox controller design has been right for a long time, and maybe going back to the S controller from, I don't know if that was the original Xbox or the 360. I don't remember, but
yeah,
I don't know. It's in a good place.
Yeah, but I think I like the current one. That's all.
Yeah. Well, you can keep using.
I can tell you that if you did loot the Best Buy in Chicago, which is where I think most of these controllers actually came from, not even joking, it will work with your current Xbox. So.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, and that's good.
So if you connect it or like whatever, sync it, it will make you download an update, and then that controller will work with the Xbox One today. So.
I just wish they were more reliable. I mean, even the Elite controllers suffer from just incidental damage, I mean, like I think I equated my use of an Xbox controller to the ape in that Samsonite commercial jumping on the luggage, but I drop it a lot, and it will land on like an angle, and the right bumper will be stuck in or something. You have to put a screwdriver there and wedge it out, and then I have to say then it works, but it's never quite right. So the Xbox controller, ultimately, every one of them that I've ever used, there's always been some button where it's like, you press in on the D-pad to do something and it stays stuck in. Not the D-pad, the left thumbstick. And it's like, I don't know. I mean, I'm abusive, I guess.
I confirm that you are. That's
okay.
Yeah. And then the other very random thing is Amazon rebranded their Twitch Prime to just Prime Gaming.
Yeah, nobody
cares.
Yeah. This is the one you get for being a Prime member, which means that it's one of 1,100 perks you don't even know exists. And honestly, who gives a crap about those customers anyway, because they're not the real gamers.
Wow.
Yep.
That's Paul at Thurrott.com.
Well, I mean, they can rebrand it all they want. I don't think it's going to make a difference.
I don't think so either. And then there's a new version of Parallels out for the Mac, if that's your thing, which I'm guessing most people it's not, because that's why you're running a Mac.
Well, I mean, look, there is a very real problem in the Windows space where you are literally a Windows user on a Windows PC and you're running Windows 10, or you're a Mac user who's made the switch, or you're a Linux or a Chromebook user who's made the switch. You have these 1 or 2 or 10, whatever number it is, of legacy applications you need to run. And it's why modern attempts to get past Windows, like Windows 10S or Windows 10 on ARM or whatever, have all kind of failed. And we're all looking for that solution, and Parallel, if you've made that choice, you're going to use a Mac. Parallels is a good choice. I haven't been able to test it yet because I'm already running Big Sur, the next release, and the current version is not completely compatible with it. They're going to release an update right before Big Sur comes out to address that. So I've been kind of itching to try this because there is a cool coherence mode where the virtual machine runs in the background. You're not even really aware of it. And you can run individual apps, Windows apps, side by side with your Mac apps and web apps. So it's kind of a nice, it's nice. It works pretty well.
Yeah, it'll work pretty well right up until they switch to ARM, and then it'll all be.
Well, that's an open question, but they are I mean, look, they were part of the Apple keynote. I mean, obviously Apple's working with them, make sure that stuff works. In fact, if anything, and this is good news for ARM, because Apple's not doing Boot Camp, I think they're looking to Parallels and other companies like them to supply that piece of the puzzle. And it behooves them to make sure that works as well as it can, because that's part of the thing that makes this transition possible. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Yep. So there you go. Not a whole lot. I don't know. It's a Tuesday. It's my water heater just kicked on. That's great.
One quick lightning follow up. I'll have one of these every day now. I think this will be my new thing today. On lightning damage.
It's like a few lights, but 2020 version.
Yeah, exactly. So sometime during the day, I unplugged the soundbar from the TV. I went down into the cellar and I plugged it into the TV down there. This is complicated. I don't want to belabor the point, but the TV downstairs actually has the old breakout box. The new, I switched breakout boxes on the TV. It doesn't matter. It worked immediately, and it let me control it. Worked. It worked in a way that the upstairs TV hadn't worked, and I'm like, interesting. So I configured the soundbar, and I thought to myself, you know what? Maybe I could get away with this because they're the same TV. I configure it down in the cellar, unplug it, bring it upstairs, plug it in, and it'll just work. Maybe, right? So the first time it came up, it just worked. It worked fine. I watched the Star Wars movies. The explosions were awesome. And I went about the day. I worked, did stuff, went to the gym, went on errands, whatever. We ate dinner, and then after whatever time, 8 o'clock, sat down in front of the TV, turned it on with the Roku remote in this case, hit up volume to see, and it was the TV. You get like an icon on the screen, because you have this TV right behind you. You get a little icon that has a picture of a TV on it. That means it's using the TV volume. If you're using the I keep calling this up, the Beam, which is a soundbar, you get like what looks like a component stereo icon or something. So it was using the TV volume. It wasn't working. And I'm like, what? I said to my wife, I'm like, I don't think we're ever going to fix this problem. I think I'm literally going to have to replace every single cable in the house that's connected in any way to any of this stuff, and then go from there. Maybe look at the switches. I'm like, it may be months. I don't know how to fix this. So for the hell of it, I went into the the Sonos app, went through the same stupid wizard I've seen 20 times now since this lightning thing. This time it said something different. I don't know if you remember ever seeing this when you configured yours or whatever, but when you go through the TV setup wizard, it's like, make sure you're connected to the CEC port. Is it connected? Yes. And then you get like a exclamation point. And I've seen the exclamation point in the message, whatever the message used to say. But this time it said, try this. This is so weird. It said, locate all of the things that are plugged into HDMI in your TV, unplug them all, plug in the Beam one first, and then plug in the other ones.
Oh.
Very specific.
That's got to be like a standard procedure for something, for
I don't know. Well,
allocating
something
CEC.
was blocking its control of the TV, something. So I'm like, So I went behind the TV. I did exactly what it said, and it worked. But here's the thing. I meant to test this before we did the show. What I need to do is go out now and turn it on and see if it just works. Because if it just works, you know what? I'm going to be like, I'm not touching anything.
Go out in the backyard, sacrifice the goat.
Yep. But see, the problem is, and look, the negative kind of real world experience part of me is, of course, worried and believes that when I go out there, which I will now do after we finish the show, I'm going to turn it on and it's not going to come on. It's going to be on the TV volume and I'm going to be right back to where I was. And I'm just, it's really frustrating.
How do you feel about buying a new OLED TV? You'll love it. It's great. They're great.
I don't feel very good about buying anything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that little flip book thing where you have like an animation. That's how I'm gonna watch TV now. Could you make me one of Ozark season 2? I'm just curious how it ends. Just flip through it. It'd be really dark because that show's really dark. I don't know. I might be losing it.
Might be.